DC, a lot of ways to apply plasma there for the Kai'Sa. You talk about this Galio Pantheon entrance. Well, Kai'Sa can follow up on that very easily with Killer Instinct.
Yeah, just has to be pretty easily. We do have the support roam timers too. I don't think it's going to turn into anything. Maybe try and clear out the vision around mid lane while DSG are taking the dragon. Isles here is doing his best. Grab the control ward. Because you know, the Talia still is very antsy with no flash. Two grubs and Inspired's just going to leave the last one as the collapse is coming.
So when you're sweeping a ward that was already disabled by a pink, it re-enables the ward. So that allows them to see him. So we're going to give him a bit of a pass on this second one they're showing. But the first one, you know, they were in a pretty good spot. He kind of overstayed on the map, didn't base for a really long time. Unclear whose call that was, but didn't end up basing until the game was basically over.
Yeah, it was that one right there where, you know, hits it with the Braum Q, the slow is enough for the seismic shove.
Looks like we might have a fight. Isles is going to flash in there, full sending it. Inspired goes in onto Lions, but he doesn't connect with the Q flash. Sajed getting a bunch of damage down. Killer Instincts back in onto Berserker. Looks like he's going to win out that fight. Kryra, though, trying to take down Saint. Saint on the run. Call me looking flash forward there from Kryra. DSG win out in the fight. It is 2 for 1. Explosive engage there from the Rel, but it looked like
he's just hiding in the fog of war for now to see if anything presents itself by this dragon startup.
Yeah, the mid lane quest just completed for Call Me, so he has tier 3 boots right now for this fight. They are ahead as far as those role quests are completed. Lion still needs their mid and support role quests and decide, you know what, we're not going to try to contest. They were looking for a pick on Call Me, but Kryra is right here behind him. They're going to go right now. Inspired starts it off. Seismic Shove is there. The full combo comes in, but now the counter engage. Call Me sweeps them away and survives, and Kryra is chasing. He's hungry for some kills, and I think he'll be able to get at least one, but Saint trying to throw down the covering fire here. Kyra is the one that goes down, and Call Me comes back in. He gets flicked forward. Saint gets another kill. Sajed finally arrives with the Killer Instinct. Does knock him down. Great counter engage from DSG.
Oh, there, you know, cleans it up.
Lane with Talia.
Yeah, he has Hex. Yeah.
Okay, Hex flash.
Nico is here.
Try to one-shot him.
Okay. Do Pantheon.
He has flash, it's bad.
Go flashing. Kai'Sa started running. I'll spell Kai'Sa here. Yeah. Nice. Kai'Sa coming to the
back. Okay.
Okay.
No flashes here.
And he's going to head on over. Let's see. Galio would have to start moving pretty early.
Go. Saint trying to find him, but does force a flash there off of Lion, so that is their reward for it. Call Me getting a little bit of poke damage down onto Inspired. TP coming in now from Galio, and it's going to be about the Herald. Can DSG stop this mid? Looks like they will likely be able to defend the turret, but of course not the Crash.
Okay, they got a turret plate out of it. Can they get the mid push again? Berserker here, taking priority over the mid wave, trying to burst these minions down. Foss bomb, Dokla helping out as well, so they get their mid prowl first, and then they can sweep right into the dragon pit. And the dragon actually there, see if they have any sort of wraparound.
Sajed moving in, Castle going forward. He does catch a taunt there onto Saint, and Saint is just going to die in a hurry. Can't stay safe there. Kryra pushing forward, as does Castle and Lions. Nice sweep back onto Inspired. They're going to knock him down. Sajed gets another. He's on a killing spree, and he's into the back with Dokla here. Killer Instincts in on top of Dokla. He overheats, gets another kill there. DSG wiping Lion off the map, as Saint was just caught in an awful spot. Even the Seraphs not keeping him safe enough, Kobe.
Still needs to have that healthy fear of death. And you're going to have fear of the Galio, too. That is a critical fight win for DSG. Not only do
he's saving up,
but he made the big, you know, makes big plays with his Azir ultimate. You know, you have a lot of other capabilities that aren't just pure DPS with that champ too, and survivability with the tier 3 boots plus the arm guard that you mentioned. He hasn't had to break that thing yet.
Nope, he's holding on to it for a rainy day. Staying safe, unlike Saint, unfortunately. But Sajed is definitely going to be the main concern. We'll see if Lion can try to problem solve for that. They have to get to a bunch of bursts. Berserker has to be careful. Does spend the Valk backwards, so could be a bit vulnerable now as Lion trying to retake some space. Saint has rejoined the team with the teleport, and you can see Inspired is over behind the pit.
All right, wrapping around. Lions as well, though, he's got the benefit of a clone, and they do spot him out into the pit, though.
Oh, in comes Galio, the blast going into the back line. Flashback, though, from Castle. In comes the ultimate from Kryra now, a little bit disjointed on the play. Lions going for it. They're just one at a time going in. The Dragon getting incredibly low, though. It's going to be a smite fight here, and it is taken there by Kryra, and it's up to Sajed now to try to win the fight, but he's getting burst down. The barrier gets punched through. Dokla trying to knock him down, but he just can't do it. Finally, he does fall, but Kryra getting a lot of work done on one side. Castle going forward on the other. He's going to get knocked down by Berserker. A disjointed fight, but kills-wise, pretty damn even.
So,
And the
much bigger reward does still go over to DSG.
Yeah, and I don't know. Saint definitely having some struggles in this one, and they're going to look for him now. Kryra going in with the Pantheon ult. He throws down the E. Saint is getting ran down. Inspired trying to go back in, but he is by himself, and he is gone in a hurry. They're looking for Berserker. Call Me can't quite find him. The Valk just barely keeps Berserker safe, but it is not going to defend the Baron. You have Azir, you have Kai'Sa. That thing is dead.
They got what they wanted here. DSG, they take out Saint, they take out Inspired. No jungle smite available for Lion to even hope for a steal. It would have to be a miracle rocket from Berserker, and guess what? He's not leaving those minions to go throw that Hail Mary. So DSG for the point click stun. Rumble ultimate getting a lot of value there. You know, Kryra, the floor is lava. He's like, I gotta get out of here. I don't know about this damage. And then looking for the follow-up here, because Saint riding in on the wall, and the Galio taunt again. Castle just grabbing him off.
Yeah, nicely done. Castle taunts him off the wall. I thought it was just a misclick to the wrong side, but it was Castle making a good play. Now Sajed going to be able to kill off Dokla in the side lane there, as he has the Infinity Edge completed as well as a crit cloak on top. He is ridiculously fed on this Kai'Sa, 8-1-1. It is Soul, it is a 4,000 gold lead, and it is Kryra who's going to easily claim that red buff to add insult to injury here. Big experience advantages as well. I mean, it's level 17 for Call Me, level 16 for Sajed. I mean, Sajed is ahead of Saint in experience at this point. This guy is so strong.
Well, I think Lion will be happy that there is Fearless mode as well, because this is about the time where you start thinking about the series as a whole, as Castle goes in for a nice little combo onto Berserker. Castle, by the way, been doing such a hero's job on this Galio. So many set up positions from Castle for DSG, making those carries look good, and bottom side is just wide open. Call Me already finished up the turret, working away on the inhibitor. You get a little bit of like split push for Lion. They're like trying to scrape together anything, because they know we can't really defend against this Baron buff Dragon Soul onslaught, and so they try and scrape together at least something.
Yeah, they're going to be able to get a little bit of gold there at the very least, but now even more of those luxury items are coming through. Zone use, exactly. I mean, that's tough. We're just rubbing this off. Just because he didn't die doesn't mean it's not a big deal.
You're going to have to get surgery for that, some rehab afterwards, physical therapy.
Crutches.
Could be months before you're the same.
That's tough. You could get your cast signed, though. That'd be kind of fun.
That'd be kind of sick.
But maybe not if it's a butt cast. Maybe people don't want to sign that. We'll see if they're going in. Kryra going to look for a fight here. Galio ulti coming in over the top, and there is Sajed, and there is Dokla dying instantly. Inspired flashing forward. They're going to try to take down Sajed, but do they have the damage to do it? Berserker going forward. Sajed flashing out. Barrier as well, and he kites to the side from Inspired. Now they're going to go back in onto Berserker, who's trying to survive, trying to get something done, but he just can't do it. DSG too far ahead.
Oh, look at the player cams. Kryra popping off. He's about to be 100% win rate in the LCS. That's gotta feel good.
And 100% win rate versus Inspired. DSG marching on the Nexus here. Kryra with a very successful first game here for DSG. Sajed popping off, the whole team looking good as they secure game number 1.
Oh, you can tell. They are feeling amped. They're feeling good after that one.
Yeah, well,
that's rough.
DSG, pretty short range, and they are pretty hard engaged. Trying to engage through Braum. Braum feels like actually a killer last pick here to bring the comp together.
Has like determined the whole game. We haven't had people dying over it, but bottom side for the level 6 grab means you also get priority into the Dragon, and so the rewards are like quadrupled for winning that little push and shove around the bottom side of the map.
And you're talking about where is everybody. I think Lion was wondering, where is Saint? Because he was the one that wasn't there. He was, late to actually arrive to the play. He was trying to run over there, but I think had taken a base. And Call Me was that difference maker. He shows up. Lion does have no flash, but is going to be able to back off. Nice hook, forces out the cleanse on a Berserker as he had been rooted up by Sajed. So just a
very
trade.
good defensively, but you can still pull off some really good flash engages onto a Yunara. Wukong is one of these jungle champs that can put a lot of pressure onto Yunara. Let's just see, it might even occur here at this dragon fight, approaching from 2 angles.
Yeah, Call Me does get walled off, but the stun does not connect there from Saint. Isles and Berserker down below, and the TPs are going to be coming in here. Sion going to arrive with the rest of the team. Castle had already TP'd in early, forces the flash there from Saint, but they are split up. Who are they going to engage on? Lion does get that big hook on a Berserker, but he cleanses the way on a Kryra, trying to get it. He does slay the dragon, flashes back in, knocks up Berserker, now dashes out to the Braum. Well played by Kryra, dancing around the team fight. Dokla's locked up, he's going to be knocked down, and Call Me once more, trying to chase in onto Saint. Won't be able to find him, but it's 2 kills and the dragon, and how about Kryra dancing around that fight?
That was beautiful. I also...
Green is the dragon. He was never going to have a chance to actually 50-50 that, so definitely looking tough for Lion. And though, you know, I liked their draft a lot, you know, when we were actually coming out of Champion Select, they are now way behind and, again, going to be in a pretty tough spot.
All right, Big Dokes finishes his Sunfire, so that Sion with the ultimate is the, you know, primary engage. You're hoping maybe like, all right, there's gonna be Trundle pillars and Onivia walls and stuff to make it hard for enemies to move. But I think the biggest thing is if they get behind too early with this and you're not able to have a very big effect while you're grouped, it's also gonna be hard to attend to your side lanes. Ryze and Renekton side lanes here are gonna constantly have pressure, and so you know, theoretically, DSG can keep on gaining resource advantages on the map here, putting pressure, moving in, getting jungle vision super deep, and then you get to see the next moves that LYON are going to make, and immediately they're going to rotate over to that Rift Herald after placing some fairly deep vision, but Kryra's going to reset it.
And I really like the point you made about, you know, being first to the dragon, because to me it's like, that's clearly how you want to function as both teams, right? You know, if LYON are there first, and all of a sudden DSG was the one having to walk through, you know, a Onivia wall and all this zone control, and then you're getting funneled in, and someone steps forward, and now they're walled off, and they're getting focused down, that's incredibly hard. But because they showed up late, they're now way behind. And when you're playing a team that is great at counter engage, but has no engage, your comeback mechanics are there's a lot fewer, right? Because generally when you get down, you're like, all right, let's make a pick, right? But that's not really going to be an option, and Saint may just be going down. Has no flash. Good wall, though. Keeps himself safe for now. But Castle could look for a redive. Saint trying to keep him away, trying to stay safe here, but he has overstayed his welcome. He needs to leave. He's back into the egg. Will Castle go back in and try to finish him off? I don't think so. I think he's going to be happy with popping that passive. His Inspired is going to come down here now and try to look for the play onto Castle. Does he have the slice and dice? Can he get over the wall? Flash followed there from Inspired, and Castle I don't think is going to have anywhere to go now. Looking like he's out of luck. They want to give it to Berserker, and they're going to be able to. That is nice. LYON not only get the kill, but they're able to give
fully the gap that they had, and Sajet as well, going to be able to tap a turret plate.
Yep, and is looking strong, moving towards that IE. No flash on Inspired. Remember, they're trying to focus him down, and he gets bursted to start the fight here. Castle on the side, gonna threaten.
Just got deleted. Red, white, good night, Inspired. He just gets deleted off the map, hit a death sentence, and now LYON are thinking, well, the rest of us are here. What do we do now? I guess we're trying to watch because we know they're taking Dragon, but we just lost our jungler right before the objective even came up, and you're sitting there, hands empty. I guess we all leave now. Yeah,
I mean, there's the punish on the flash that was used to kill Castle. They catch Inspired, has no flash. They get that kill on him. And pretty early on, Saint, like you said, realized nothing we can do here, so he just runs up towards that top side. Again, we are faced with a really quick soul from DSG. Last game, it was about 20 minutes when they got their third dragon. This time it's not even 18, and they're on soul point. And that is going to be really difficult to deal with. Call Me going forward here onto Saint as LYON's going to flash in, finds the follow-up hook. And remember, he has no passive, so there may be a punish back the other way. Good flash out, though, from Saint. And now the stun coming down on LYON. He's got no flash because he used it aggressively. Inspired arrives, and they're going to get the kill onto LYON. Just barely Saint survives. Comes up with a pretty important play, but did he overextend? Oh, my God.
Okay.
I wonder if LYON kept autoing if he just kills him there instead of actually going for the hook. That was close.
All right, call me now.
They are going for the recall, but will they go for the play? Isles now in the area. Call Me flashing forward, does get one back. Nicely done as Saint does fall. You can see Renekton down towards that bot lane working on...
Having taken that tower, so Castle is able to push the long lane on bottom side and get some extra time to roam.
Yep, and I do like that he's playing upgraded Swifties. Makes a lot of sense. You're playing against Onivia, Trundle, Braum, Yunara slow, even Sion has the slow. There's so many slows on this team, so Swifties definitely smart tech here. It'd be interesting to see, you know, we have Swifties as well on Sajed. I was going to say I kind of expect him to go for it also, and he has.
All right, this Herald here going to finish up the mid tower. Now we've got bot and mid taken care of from DSG. Methodical gameplay. Bottom side minion wave does need to be attended to, as at least Doklo was able to push that one out. But I have to say, DSG have been very good at progressing. 20 seconds on the Mountain Soul. Pretty big durability boost, and call me. Nice little exchange with Saint ahead of time, knowing,
good interrupt with the pillar there on the Lantern. Calmy's gonna get flashed on by Isles. In comes Dokla, can he find him? Knocks him up and knocks him down. MVP play with the pillar from Inspired. Castle is behind them though. Kryra gonna disengage. Will that be enough to grab them the dragon?
That was clean timing right there from Inspired. And right before the Dragon Soul, this guy is clutch. They purchased themselves an MVP. Maybe it was just in time here as far as the play for LYON. Now they've got the inside route on the Dragon. DSG are still trying to approach a little bit here, though. I think that is very ill-advised, and LYON will be able to secure the Mountain Dragon themselves and a little bit more.
Yeah, Castle has to slice and dice out. Kryra forced to flash as they were really overstaying. The Dragon, I think, was pretty gone once Call Me died, but they said, you know, maybe we can fight for it, do something, you know, catch someone out. But Kryra does end up losing that Wukong flash, which is extremely valuable.
Yeah, it really kind of throws off your timing. This Baron is dark, though, and there's a white gun of Felios inside that Baron pit.
Yeah, and Calmy's going to realm warp right over into the pit, so they are on this. Dokla going to be able to scout this out. Inspired in the area. Do they just stick it? It's down to 5K. It's getting low now. Still getting hit. They're going to stop the damage for now. In goes Inspired and Dokla. They're trying to tank this up. Inspired's been pushed out of the pit, though, so they just focus it down. It's secured there by Kryra. Castle on the side trying to slice and dice to safety. He's alive for now. Calmy's going to get lanterned out. He's still alive. DSG on the run, but how long can they stay up? Dokla going to get hooked over the wall. Castle still somehow surviving as Dokla, against all odds, is the first one to fall, but a great wall is going to section off Sajed. And Sajed goes down. Isles and Dokla try to chase Inspired here as well. They want to push the wave. They're going to try to cancel the base here, surely. Isles does go forward, cancels it onto Kryra. Call Me now caught out into a weird spot here. He's going to get interrupted on the Lantern play. Inspired cutting back. Lion's not able to connect on the hook. Berserker pushes it up, but they can't get more.
Yeah, they were sweating up against the wall. Saint ran out of mana, though, on the Onivia, and Berserker had pushed the wave into the top tower, so LYON will be able to get the tower at the very least for Felios' screen. Everybody kind of play around one screen length from Sajed.
Yep, just trust in your boy, and we'll see if he can take him to the promised land. He's been on 3 items for a while. It does have that LDR completed. Berserker has his IE completed, and he's had those Fiend Hunter bolts for a long time. So the IE, very big spike now for Berserker, who is going to be a threat. But
Just
of course,
traded here yet again. Call Me losing some more mobility resources. I don't know if this is going to become a problem for them, but it could be an area that LYON try and attack when they attempt to push these side lanes. Stop the recall on Big Dokes.
Nice smite there, does interrupt the recall. Sajed trying to get the damage down over the wall. In comes Isles to try to defend him. Kryra's caught off on the side, and Kryra's going to get burst down by Berserker. Saint goes into the egg. He's alive for now. Castle arrives with the TP as LYON surely want more. The ghost was popped there by Call Me, now expires. Berserker threatening forward. They won't get any more. Isles comes in. Berserker definitely has an opportunity to carry this one.
Yeah, for sure, and especially if their team does get here first, like they are now, because trying to cut through front to back through a Braum and Sion front line here that are backed up by a very fed Yunara could be difficult. So you might need like Wukong and a Renekton flank, which Castle is trying now.
Castle just now got spotted. He walked over that ward, but no one pinged him out. Did they not notice? They're not reacting to it whatsoever. They're going to go forward instead. Lion's going to be caught on the wrong side of the wall. He's going to get knocked up there by the Decimating Snatch. Now Castle being marked. Call Me being pushed back. Berserker dashes in. He's trying to take him down. Sajed flashes over the wall, trying to get one back. Sajed kills him, but not before he goes down from Berserker. Lion's over the wall, lands a hook. Kryra's left alone, and it's LYON running over the fight here. here. This time, they get the best of DSG. Berserker went huge. So much
Champions, they're so durable, so much CC.
Look at the relief there. Feeling some stress.
Which is why we were getting worried when we saw the champ select. We're like, oh man, that 5-on-5. Woo! LYON are looking very beefy, and they're going for a dive even.
Yeah, Berserker, though, going to be potentially in some trouble. Gets exhausted, QSS's it. There is the GA pop. LYON's looking like he's going to fall as well as Saint going forward, trying to finish him off. Can't quite do it. Sajed, though, focusing on a Dokla. Dokla getting low, but he is still alive. Call Me on the side just gets deleted there by Berserker and Saint as he tried to come in. DSG know from this spot, they kind of have to try to find clever angles, but they're just getting picked off as they move forward.
Yep, cannot get in. Berserker knows he's the target, and he's not too scared with all of his bodyguards around him. They're going straight into the base. Middle inhibitor tower immediately down. And look at the timing windows here. It's going to be a desperate defense. Can Sajed and Castle and Lions pull out a miracle?
Castle popping the ulti, knows he can't waste too much time. They're trying to trim out that wave, but a new wave is coming in. Sajed on the side looking for some damage onto Inspired. Gets chunked a bit himself. Castle on the run from Berserker. The towers are being focused down. The last tower is gone. Sajed tries to make a big play. Knocks down the Onivia, but only into the passive. Kryra comes back up for the respawn, but Inspired eyes on the Nexus. He is not messing around with kills. Inspired wants to tie up this series, and he will do so. We are going to the first 6-game day correctly, and that's going to be going mid.
Okie dokie, yeah. Taking down some monster damage, but also taking just some of the regular damage too. So we'll see how much that does.
Kryra's kind of sectioned off from the rest of his team. He's going to have to flash, you have to think. Instead, just trying to walk it out, but Saint is coming in, has the ghost pop. Kryra very low. The ulti not going to connect onto anyone. Nice slow, though, onto Kryra as he flashes out. I don't think Inspired wants to take that back in. Call Me, maybe just going to get chased down, missing that flash. Isles flashes in. Can they get a kill back? Yes, they can. First blood, though, goes to Berserker. And that season, from last season, didn't give you any bonus gold. This time, it is quite a nice chunk of. I will say, my success rate in games where I press the fist bump and all my random teammates respond to the fist bump at the very start, like if you get a penta bump to start off the game,
you're feeling confident.
You're feeling confident. It's going to be a dub.
They're coming.
Saint is behind him, and they could try to collapse onto Call Me. They do. Forces the flash there. Inspired fighting against Kryra. Nice little use of the passive. Going to be able to stay alive for now, but Inspired with the ulti is just sustaining through Kryra's damage. Kryra trying to heal up as fast as he can with this ulti, but he is going down in a hurry. Barely staying alive for now as Dokla arrives. In comes the rest of the team. Castle is here as well. Saint is incredibly low. Call Me trying to finish him off. Castle gets a kill. The reset's coming through now for the Aurora as everyone's getting taken out. Dokla flashes forward. Kryra survives. It's a triple for Castle and Kryra, who looked like he was going to go down. Jace is jumping in, and Kryra is pumped up. The other day, and you get the move speed, so it's like you can throw down an auto, get the bonus move speed, use that with your culling to kind of reposition it. But we will see as they are on the dragon here. Kryra trying to step forward, trying to create some space. Castle's still not here, so I think they're just going to back it up.
Yeah, for sure. Dokla said, I'm not going in that lane again. I had enough of the Aurora up there. I'll come play for team. I'm playing for you guys. I'm going to come down to the bottom side.
That's
towers.
smart.
By the way,
you can blame your team too if you lose. You're like, didn't you see it? I'm roaming for that dragon.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
The tower is gone up there, and it, first tower of the game.
But Saint's going there, so you can blame him.
I guess the style of layering masks is truly unappreciated.
True. One for the front of your head, one for the back of your head.
I was thinking stack, just on top of each other.
I was thinking like, never catch them slipping kind of thing,
They're going to fight this, though. Look, they're walking in.
Yep, LYON going to be looking for the fight. Inspired goes in, but it's going to be secured there by Kryra. LYON's flashing out. Inspired taking some damage, but the ulti is buying him a lot of time. Kryra going to pop his ulti now. Call Me coming in from the side, looking for Saint. Saint fates a 3-man petrifying gaze, but he's going to get knocked down for his troubles. And the Herald going to get summoned up. I mean, they tried to go in on this fight, but there's no TP on Dokla, and he's bot, so it didn't really make any sense to me. Once the response is coming through from Call Me, you're just cooked.
And since the Aurora is so fed, it's not even like a 5-on-4. That's like a 5.5-on-4. With the extra money bags being half of a person. Riptail going to get a lot of money down mid, too. They took out first tower, half of the second tower.
That's almost
They've got a Lulu over here. Maybe he has to worry. I mean, they've got the power to walk wherever they want.
Yeah, they're just pushing straight on in, and Castle always has his TP available. As Dokla gonna get his heart stolen as another proc does come down. Berserker is in the area. Castle pushing forward there onto Saint. Inspire gonna dash in onto Kryra, but he takes a shock blast to the face. He's low already. The Nami bubble gonna get flashed away from by Inspired. Survives for now, but again, LYON retreat here as Castle maybe just gonna burn down Saint, and he does. I thought he would have been able to walk away, but the dot damage there finishes him off, and they lose out on both sides of the map. It's now nearly, I mean, it's 5,500 gold fed, but like you can't be going aggressive on the super fed guy under his tower. That's just a really bad death. You know, dying like that when you're already that far behind is really, really tough. Call Me gonna be able to farm plates on the bot side. And I think LYON's hopes in this game are very quickly slipping away.
Yeah. People were ready to be like, he was in the fed lane, but...
Oh, Castle gonna get dove here. Dokla trying to start it off. Berserker focusing him down as Dokla does tank up the tower, and they got the shutdown, goes on to Berserker. Hey, a little bit of hope. They get a bounty, maybe they can farm some plates.
There you go. And they want to leave them for Berserker, especially because it just gets tankier and tankier with multiple people around. Everybody just vacate the area. Let Berserker farm. This is the plan for LYON. Funnel
possible before then, see what happens.
Yeah, and then you also are going to have to remember the poke we were talking about. Like, it's right now when you've got Jace as well as Lucian, Kryra.
They're going to be slapping
friendly
him up.
Tank slap.
But that one goes in the favor of Mundo because you get a heart steal.
Exactly. I was going to say, you hear that noise?
That sound is just crazy dopamine. I'm not going to lie. Riot cooked with that one. That's a good sound for sure. LYON going to bully their way in, though. We'll see how many kills they can get here, if any. The CC going to be stacked over onto Mundo, but he is way too tanky for that. Castle going to arrive. Dokla going in aggressively. Isles could be in some trouble on the other side. Inspire getting incredibly low. Flashes back over to Kryra, but he's just not going down fast enough. And now LYON are caught between the tower and a really hard place. Jed wants to chase for more. Kryra trying to get the slowdown. Saint trying to turn here. Are they going to be able to knock him down? Great turn from Saint, and Berserker does get them the kill. But can Berserker make the magic happen? He has got to run. Castle's coming. Call Me's coming. He slides over the wall, but falls to the burn from Castle. And now that is going to give them the Baron.
They are cooked. They're like chasing the Mundo all the way in there. And that play took so long that by the time they go for the flash engage onto Call Me, onto the Jace, like the rest of DSG have arrived. And so after that win, you know, free Baron wrapped up. The gold lead was already 7.5K before Baron. After Baron gets taken, as they're waiting for the revive here, they give it over to Sajed as well, so they can all be mid-fight.
Do you see that no one bumped him back?
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
sad.
they were all dead too. They had plenty of time.
They had plenty of time. They considered it, and they decided no.
They're
I'm not
like,
going to fist bump him.
It's not funny. Yeah, we got one kill. All right.
Saint with at least a good attempt on the turn. You know, does get them the kill on Sajed, but Saint going to be sent packing here as Dokla comes in to try to keep him alive. Isles in a lot of trouble. Isles might just burn down. We'll see if he can survive. Looks like he just barely will be able to. But the pressure is unrelenting. It's nearly a 10,000 gold lead for DSG now, as it looks like they are just running away with this one. I think LYON have very few hopes, if any, at this point.
Yeah, the base is crumbling around them, so maybe, you know, try and make a play towards the like Call Me or something with no flash, but I guess they're just getting pressured too heavily on both sides. This 4-pack just looks like there's nothing you do here. Mundo is just infinitely spamming front line. He's level 16 now, so you get giga tankiness out of your ultimate, but they can't do much mid either. The Jace and the Aurora finish up that inhibitor, and they're coming for number 2.
Another shock blast going to connect there onto Inspired. Castle threatening, just hopping forward. Saint trying to do his best to defend. LYON clearly has one plan, and that is, you know what? It's still the same thing. Stall, try to get Berserker as many items as possible. Hope you can get to an IE. Hope they can make some mistakes, and maybe you can make something happen as a result. But it is going to be incredibly hard. I like the Serpent's Fang picked up there for Call Me. Going to help a lot against all the shields that Isles is pouring out. And DSG are going to be able to move themselves to Soul Point here. So LYON, if they weren't already on the clock, they definitely are now. Going to have to be ready to fight here. And you know, in just about 5 minutes, but they are so
Baron,
far
go for like an ace when they're in the Baron pit or something?
Yeah, we'll find out. Berserker basing from that bot side. And little update. So if LYON do in fact lose this, they are hoping for a dig win, which would put them in 5th and get them into playoffs. If Shopify win, then LYON has to play a tiebreaker against them to even get into playoffs. So they become fans of Dignitas if they do in fact lose this game, as we are expecting. And the super minions pushing in through bot, but a couple waves that they do have until those arrive, and that's going to be where they do look, as Castle trying to go aggressive on a Saint, can't quite find it. Kryra at level 16 now, massive spike for Mundo, and he is not threatened at all by a 2-item Saint. He's just moving on in and looking to try to put the finishing touches on this one.
He's going where he pleases and taunting inside their base. And he knows they can't do it.
Oh man, and we're gonna get to hear from him after this game, assuming they win, as a big shock place lands again. Dokla getting knocked low. Kryra's just running straight past the tower, throws a cleaver and tags Berserker. He is feeling himself right now. We'll see if they can punish anything. Berserker getting incredibly low. Wild Growth has to come out, as there is the culling used. They're trying to knock down the Aurora. Can Castle get out? He jumps back to the other side. He does get shut down. Have DSG overstayed. Saint with the Ghost Pop trying to chase after Kryra. Does still have his ulti, and Sajed gonna dash back in, and now Kryra pops the ulti. He goes aggressive. Saint flashes out, trying to survive as Inspired's in the backline looking for Sajed. He can't quite get him. Sajed barely survives. Kryra's under the tower. He's looking to do it all himself, but he gets thrown into the polymorph. Berserker has to find an angle to try to kill off Sajed, but Calmy has arrived, and he's going aggressive. He knocks down one, flashes in. That's the exclamation point on an incredible series from DSG. They're going to playoffs, they're knocking down LYON, and Kryra is taking out Inspired in his LCS debut.
Woo! Call me and LCS lock it.